Oh no! Hey guys,
What's up? How everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
Howdy.
Look at this, man. We started off with a crew tonight. We didn't even wait. We did
That's
not
right.
wait. We got exciting news today. Hopefully, it's exciting to me. I know it's exciting to Earl and Johnny.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
And man, so before we get into all that excitement, how's y'all's bees doing?
Hey, I still got bees.
Yeah, that was a great video.
Did you find them?
Yeah, they're still there. They're doing good.
I had to laugh when you started telling Brad that I'm going to check on this, Brad. Let me check on
I had to make a point to put that in there for you.
Yeah, I caught that too. That was good, Lee.
Yeah, you've been giving me heck about that. But hey, he had every right to give me heck about it too. I have been slacking pretty bad.
Well, you've been putting in a lot of hours at work too.
Yeah.
Well, and the rain.
Sure.
The rain has been crazy.
I don't like to work them in the rain. I don't know about y'all.
Every time I did have a chance off of work or anything, like you said, it was raining. If it wasn't raining, I was at work.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I mean, in 3 months' time, I should have had at least.
Brad made videos.
Yeah, boy, he did.
What?
He did.
Brad made videos. That's right. Brad did make videos. That's it's been such a crazy year from the beginning. And I'm not going to go. We don't usually go too religious on this channel, but I'm going to put it out there, man. I feel like the Lord has looked out for me this year in ways that I can't even imagine. I haven't worked all year, guys. Think about that. All year.
Me neither.
Every time I see you, you're working, Bob.
Well,
I know what you mean. Not on a regular job.
I don't have an official paycheck coming in every week, right? So
You talking about the bees or?
I'm out.
Hey, I didn't mean that, but I get that. That's kind of funny too. Yeah.
But,
it's just that in our old age, we've decided that we're not doing 9-to-5ers no more for somebody else.
Yeah, so I mean, it's been a hustle all year long. I mean, we've been talking about beeconomics and making bees, and everything from flipping honey, flipping queens, how we're feeding peppermints. I mean, it's been a good season, even though we've gone through troubles, right? We've gone through some troubles,
got through them
like a month ago Earl, we didn't talk about this too much on the stream, but I was talking to Earl and I told him, I said, man, I don't know. My bees, I'm worried about them because they're light. They don't have that much weight on them. They're not and I think I might have mentioned in a couple of them where some of the brood was discolored because it was so hot and dry out and they just weren't.
And they was constantly flying and working.
And they just weren't growing. And, so it was difficult. But because of, having this network of people through YouTube and, we pick up the phone and we call each other and be like, hey man, this is what I'm seeing. What are you seeing? What do you think we should do? What would you do? Most importantly, if you get a call and someone asks you, what would you do? You got to know they're trusting you. They believe in you to help them out. Right. So,
and you can't just answer that lightly. You need to give them due diligence, know what you're saying.
You don't want to give them the wrong information. Something happened to their bees, and then you would got to be to blame.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, so we've been able to keep the hive beetles at bay. We're not hive beetle free, but they're in check. You know what I mean? So that's
much better. Much better.
Ain't seen one. Not in this hive.
It's been much better with the hive beetles.
Seen some down mummies though.
And things have been going good. And evidently I know all you guys watch Ian Stepler. I watch Ian Stepler. We've seen the struggles that he's gone through this year. Very late with the snow. Then the snow melts and floods out everything, wipes out colonies, and
bees are sick, poop all over the place, losing colonies, replacing them with nukes and thinking, can he really pull this off? He doesn't just pull it off. He comes out with a record year and he's like,
I know. It's crazy. So
it's like all the prayers, the intercessory prayers. I know people was praying for him because I was one of them, and it was hard to watch, man. Some episodes you literally teared up. You're like, wow, look at those colonies, dead, gone, or ripped apart.
Now think about that. He lost more in that flood than my whole apiary has in bees.
Mm.
Yeah.
It would have wiped me all the way out, that one thing. And I mean, knock on wood, thank the Lord that we haven't had those kind of issues around here. Now it is hurricane season right now, so I'm gonna
and then you got people too though, Bob, just say, oh well, he had nukes, he just pulled from his batteries. But you're pulling nuke from a battery, you still got to build that up to a 10-frame colony if you're going to make any honey off of it, unless you're going to double, triple nuke with supers on top. And he does do that some.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the whole point, though. He has those. I mean, he's worked it and built it, so he's got the resources to be able to do that. And that's kind of how... He has
belt and suspenders on. He's not going to catch him with his pants down.
Right. That's kind of how I've tried to look at my yard. I take somebody who's making a whole living, feeds his family off of bees.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's doing something, I'm trying to emulate that. Why is he doing this?
Also, Canada's broken up into these big, long sections. Mm-hmm. And the Manitoba region, that's a giant section. He is the chairperson for the Manitoba Beekeeping Society. They still do those society deals. I guess that's an England thing. But, yeah, chairperson for the entire Manitoba region. Could you imagine that responsibility? In addition to, my bees are all getting wiped out over here now. I got to go talk to people about their bees. I mean, but look, now he can hold his head up high, and he always gives correct information, which is monitor your bees. Try to find that balance that in nature and work with nature and not against it. All that's just best practices and good common sense, man.
Well, and sorry, typing at the same time. And the whole thing is, if you're following people that are successful, I was always told, if you want to be successful, you surround yourself with successful people, right? You can't go to a group of people that are, oh, that ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. We ain't gonna try that. And break out of the mold, because they will peer pressure you and keep you down. And hopefully, if anything, this year, my videos, Lee's videos, y'all's videos have tried to show that you can do things different ways and
Still help people and still get along.
And still get along, right? So here it comes. Peppermint works.
Oh,
no.
Amen, it does.
I forgot to print them out earlier.
So,
Yeah.
With that being said, Ian Stepler talks about rocket fuel all the time. And I never knew what it was, right? It was just rocket fuel.
Same.
Kind of went in one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
Another product.
I was just like, oh, he's feeding them, so he calls this fuel rocket fuel. And then a little more research, we find out what he's doing by using a product called Apis Biologics, right? And
then he cleanses 2,600 hives, super blows them up to pull off a record honey crop. What?
Yeah.
Rocket fuel, you say? Let me know more. And I mean,
and through that, then I saw Earl do a video. Well, it was actually on the live stream, right? And you were talking about it. I'm like, well, hell, I'm gonna go ahead and order it. So I ordered it about a little over a month ago, right? I got it about a month ago. I think I've been using it, and my colonies have started doing really well. I mean, they're getting really strong and doing really good, and so I felt like we needed to share that on videos, right? So I started doing videos on it. Earl's doing videos on it. Ian's doing videos on it. And in the States, you couldn't get it. You couldn't buy it from the States. You still had to order from Canada. So
took me 12 days to get mine, almost 13.
So we, as a conglomeration, me, Johnny, and Earl, decided to put our money where our mouths were, so to speak. And we went in and we became, look at Lee. Lee's on point, bro. If you notice the website, we are regional distributors for the United States of Apis Biologics.
And what that means is that when you want Apis Biologics, you can order it through us and get it in 3 to 5 days. And it's a lot quicker than ordering it from Canada, and they don't have to fool with going through customs. And even if you do order it through the actual site there, the store locator will assume your address closest to the relevant store, and they will just get kicked to the purchase, and it will come from there automatically. And which the thing with us is we're a co-op brotherhood of close friends, and so together we ain't as big as some, but all three we can do some good things for everybody, offer some good deals, and I'll leave it at that and let Bob pick up.
Well, what we've decided to do is obviously we're in 3 different parts of the United States, and so what we've done is we don't want to be competing against each other. We want to be working together. So that's what we did. We decided we're going to work together. We made a website.
Yep.
And basically we're going to use our resources with the website, where you can order from the website, but when it comes to shipping, it's going to be shipped to the nearest person close to you. So hopefully to save on shipping and to make it more cost effective, and it's become more of a now like a distribution chain, right? A little bit of a distribution chain, and that way, we all feast or famine, I guess, is the best thing. So either we will fly or sink together on this.
Ain't nobody looking to get rich. There's not even a possibility of getting rich in it. It was just nobody had done it. There was a need for it to be done, and he wanted U.S. distributors, and so we jumped in and grabbed that just as fast as we could, and we're happy that we did. I am not one bit shaky nervous about a product that is as awesome as Apis Biologics. You know, while they were doing that 7 years, was actually over a decade of studies, 11 years of studies, but 3 was dedicated to one thing, 7 was dedicated to another. During that, they were publishing research papers in scientific journals, entomological journals, and stuff about their findings, because they went into it just like their videos say. The like the ones on my website that I've posted, and some other guys have, the Apis Biologic commercials, so to speak, where they say, you know, first we wanted to know what is in floral nectar and floral pollen, and what is that perfect balance, and what makes it that. And so they set in to research it on Ian Stepler's farm in a commercial setting in one of the most, uh, I dare say, stringent, hazardous, hellacious places on earth, Canada, with a very short window of good weather, and putting them in a building, 4, 5, 6 months, and then pulling them out and only having 4, 5, 6 months to get everything done. And they do it over and over and over. And so this was Stepler Farms where this research was being done. And we couldn't get it. For years we was just watching Ian use it and go, well, one day we'll get it. And one day came this year. And
Right.
The product is made and based on the trace minerals, the amino acids, in a balanced diet, dare I say, of pollen and nectar. And it's not just protein; it's a lot of amino acids and phenolic compounds and different things that make up floral nectar and floral pollen. And as best as it can be duplicated, Apis Biologics done that. And what makes that so amazing is they've discovered in their studies that 50% of the amino acids in a bee is one specific amino acid called proline. This is an amino acid that bees, through the receptory cells on the inside of their proboscis, can taste, not just with their actual um, maximus and labium, the things they use to handle and taste foods, but actually inside the proboscis, there are other cells, chemosensory cells, that enable them to smell and taste proline, specifically the um, amino acid. And amino acids are the building blocks to proteins. So if you want proteinaceous hyperpharyngeal glands and that good nurse milk, that royal jelly full of vitellogenin, which is the protein, then you need those amino acids that builds that protein. And so far, they're seeing a link in proline and vitellogenin. There's not any papers on it yet, but they are coming. I can promise you that, because winter bees, drones, and queens all have more proline, all have more vitellogenin. And to me, that spells amino acid, protein, both have more. And see, it's this type of studying that they found that creates the diutinous bee. So when you can give them, and that's just one, there are over 100 other biological compounds found in nature that is being replicated in Apis Biologics control and activator.
Well, you know what? I've used other stimulants, right? Feeding stimulants.
Oh
And
yeah,
I've kind of switched, because when you go to a website, it says feeding supplement, but it's not really a supplement.
get you a
It's
gallon of this for $120.
it's a stimulant, right? So when you look on the back of these things, it says like sucrose, emulsifier, lemongrass oil, spearmint oil,
Lecithins.
nothing that's really beneficial or extra beneficial for the bee to take in. It's an attractant to bring the bees to the feed, right? There's nothing really that the bee gets from the lemongrass oil. It's just an attractant for the bees to come there.
And technically, if you listen closely, that's what they're saying. They don't tell you it does do this. They say it helps attract bees. It helps maintain a healthy diet, and it is believed that essential oils do help. Lemongrass being one of them, and spearmint oil. Of course, we know now peppermint oil would be much better for the bees and getting rid of the mites, or not the mites, but the hive beetles, and yes, the mites. But that's another story. Anyway, uh, it is beneficial, but they're not say they can't say that it is, hey, this is your miracle. No, it's an attractant and it helps.
Right. So that's the thing that to me sets Apis Biologics apart from the other ones. Right.
We noticed that, Randy Klingman, and we thank you for that, brother. God bless you.
He just got some. He said that his bees are taking it down twice as fast as they were taking it before.
You know, that was
making
one
videos
thing,
on it.
That was one thing worth mentioning, Bob. You know, it was one of your last videos just showed how preferentially they were going for the open feed with the Apis Biologics compared to the goldenrod that you showed bloomed across the road.
Right. There was nothing. They weren't on the goldenrod. They were hitting the feed. And to me, guys, don't misunderstand me, because I get a lot of comments when people see me walking through the yard on a video where they say, "Are you feeding with supers on?" Yes, I am, because I've got some really strong colonies that can pack away that supplement that I can then take those supers and spread them out to the bees that need them. Right.
We're not making honey. We're going into winter. We're preparing for winter. You need
Right.
to fatten those bees up. Add on the pounds. What is their fat? Well, that's honeycomb full of honey. That's their fat.
That is really my goal right now. You know, I'm not looking to pull honey now. I'm looking to make sure these colonies that I have left, these 30 colonies that I have right now, I have 30 colonies in February when I come out. So there's no questions, right? I went from 12, over doubled my colonies. I sold nukes, sold queens, all that stuff, improved, got a bigger yard this year, or I'll have a bigger yard next year than I had this year. And then rinse and repeat. Just keep growing and growing. So this product, guys, I'll be the first one to tell you, when I got my packs in the mail, I'm like, I paid $100 for that.
I was the same way, man. I looked at that control pack, and I looked at the other pack, and I looked at the control. I was like, and then I went to make me some, and so I got my gallon out, and I was measuring it, and I done all my math, and I got my 1/8 of a teaspoon,
right?
And I looked at it, and I dumped it in it, and I immediately picked up my phone, and I'm like, Ian, Mr. Stepler, you got to be joking me. I just made a gallon of syrup, and I put nothing in it. Nothing. A minuscule amount of nothing. You're telling me that that's doing something? Yes, it does.
Yep.
And as soon as you feed it to your bees, they go ballistic.
Isn't it about 1/10 of what some of the competitors, what you have to use in some of the other products?
Oh yeah. If you're using Honeybee Healthy, they recommend 4 to 6 teaspoons per gallon. 4 to 8. I'm sorry, 4 to 8 teaspoons per gallon if you're mixing Honeybee Healthy.
Right. And I use 2 teaspoons for 10 gallons. Basically a teaspoon per 5 gallons as well.
You know, now the Apis Biologics, do y'all think it's not going to cause robbing near as bad as Honeybee Healthy, I'm guessing?
I have it in my colonies, and I was open feeding, and I didn't see any bees trying. They were so worried about getting to that tote, they weren't worrying about each other, you know.
Right.
When I went out there today to check on mine, and there was only this much left in that half gallon, I picked it up because I wanted to just, squirrel it around a little bit.
Yeah.
And when it was just coated with, they were just coated with, and they went all over my hand and all over the jar. Like, I'm just trying to stir it for you. And they're like, no, don't stir it. Put it down. Let me eat this. Everywhere it dripped, there was a bee.
Did you see Randy? Did you see Randy's comment there, Earl? Did a test on 30 hives, half the hives with Apex and taking it twice as fast. Hey, that's
Amen,
an
brother.
Awesome testimony. Thank you, Randy.
Yes,
this
sir.
Right here, the Activate that goes with the pollen sub. So this size packet is $20, and it treats. You put this in 50 pounds of pollen sub. So if you make your own pollen patties, I mean, the whole big Man Lake bag,
50 cents a pound.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah. Well, that's just the pollen sub, which is just a fraction of the weight, right? Because a lot of it's sugar.
It's going to be sugar. It's going to be any oils you add to it and stuff like that. And if you get this size pack is for the control, will make 265 gallons of 1-to-1 syrup. The same size pack.
Like I said, I've got 3 hives. When you make up a gallon to feed 3 hives, and you get an 1/8 of a teaspoon and put in it, it doesn't feel like you've put anything in it. But obviously you are, because as soon as you start to feed it, you see the difference. And just they know, because of the chemosensory, they can smell and taste proline, and they know they need it. It's 50% of the amino acids in their body.
You hear Earl's giving his bees chemotherapy. Did you hear that?
Yeah, that's right. Whatever they want.
They loving it though.
So
they do love it, and I haven't fed it to the hives down at Clinchco yet, and so I can see that boost difference. It's what I want to see, and I've only been feeding it for 2 days, but if the future holds what
on each colony,
huh?
You put a half a gallon on each colony.
Nope, I just put 1/2 gallon on this colony, and when it's gone, I'll put the other half gallon on it. I haven't put any on the 2 down at Clinchco, just this one. I want to see how big I can blow this one up with how much feed and how much time, and then that will give me an idea about what I need to do all the time.
That half gallon, how fast did they take it down?
2 days. I put it. Let's see. It was yesterday morning. I put it on, and then today I went out, or I checked it yesterday evening, and they had took down about half of it when I was talking to you on the phone. I checked it today, and there was only about that much left. And the way I got it figured up, 2 days, a quart a day is what my 1 10-frame hive with probably 8 frame full of bees was pulling down. And they're making and putting a lot of wax in the flow super above and packing it away like y'all seen on my videos.
And go ahead. What's that, Bob?
Sorry, he questioned on there because I know Lee's going to drop it down if I don't answer it real quick.
Yeah, that's a good question, Silver Gorilla. We all wondered about that.
I got the answer from the creator today.
Absolutely.
So if you don't open it, it'll stay on the shelf.
Indefinite shelf life.
Once you open it, whatever you don't have used up, just zip it up and put it in the freezer, and it's good.
Yep.
If you leave it out where the moisture and humidity can get into it, it could not last as long.
Yep. That's why they have those little wafers in there. Don't take those out. That keeps the moisture from gathering inside the powder and making it cakey or ruining it by letting it get moldy or anything.
What's your sugar ratio now? Still 1-to-1, right?
Yeah. I mixed 1-to-1. 1 gallon of 1-to-1.
Oh, he's freezing up.
It froze up a little.
He'll come back and be done with his comment, and we won't know.
You'll have to repeat it all.
All right. So, but at any rate, this is a good time while Earl's on a pause. That
there.
Oh yeah. Hey, right when you got to 1-to-1, you froze up for a second, Earl.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
It's 1-to-1, making a gallon, and then I put 30 drops of peppermint oil in it. I put a teaspoon of Honeybee Healthy and a teaspoon of Beekeeper's Choice, and then I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, I put 1/8 of a teaspoon of Control and 1/8 of a teaspoon of Activator in the same gallon, stirred it up for about 5 to 10 minutes in a blender. I actually started it up and just walked off and came back later and then cut it off. And I poured the half gallon in the jar and put it on my girls. And they sucked down a quart per day, best I can tell so far. It should be gone tomorrow, and I'm gonna have to put the other half gallon on them. And they just they coated it. They coated it. They didn't. And when I pulled that jar up, they're like, no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Earl, you and I know we have the same kind of stuff blooming, and I'm not feeding any syrup right now. My bees are working like crazy, something. So,
I've
so
got 4 to 5 different colors of pollen coming in, Bubby,
yes, so it's
and
amazing
they
how they're
still
taking.
sucking down a quart a day. That's unheard of.
Yeah,
Well, so guys, we did. We've got our orders in. They're coming. We're waiting on them. But we started that website, and we're offering pre-orders with a 20% discount right now. Now, keep in mind, it's a pre-order,
Pre-orders.
so we're waiting on the orders to come in.
When the orders do come in, guys, we got some fantastic things coming up. So you're gonna want to stay in touch with us, watch our channels, because you might not have to buy any. You never know. But some good things are coming up in the future. But like Bob said, pre-orders are being taken now from us, United States. Pre-orders are being taken now.
Coming in, So the website, guys, I'll tell you, it's basic right now. You go there, there's Apis Biologic and one hive tool. That's it.
You say 20%, Bob?
20% off.
pre-order 20 gets you the discount code. bewares.bigcartel.com.
And you can use PayPal, you can use Stripe. The main thing is, if you want to get in on this first order, you need to pre-order it, because the people that pre-order is going to get it first. And if we don't have it, if it's sold out by the time you get it, then we'll have to reorder. But
yeah, and face it, we can't keep giving 20% off. I mean,
Right.
we're giving it to you. I mean, that's a lot. 20% off about takes what man can make. So we can't just do that all the time. It won't last long, but we are giving you a chance. And
the website hadn't even
good
been up
opportunity.
24 hours yet. It hadn't been up. We've had sales already, but it hasn't been up 24 hours. So, Lee, you got that website handy still?
Yep.
Because people are asking the cost. So the cost of this activator that does 50-pound bags is $19.99.
Yep.
The same size that does 1,000 liters is 50. What is it?
It's 265 gallons or 1,000 liters.
$59.99 for 200.
And then there's another one that does 200 liters,
which is 52 gallons, is $24.99. So
can't
depending
go wrong
on
with
how
that.
big you are. Now the thing is $59.99, guys, but it makes 4 times as much as the smaller one. So for cost effectiveness, you're getting a better price per weight on the bigger pack.
3 times the price, but 4 times the product.
Yeah.
And don't forget, you're taking 20% off of that, so you're not paying that for it.
So you are saving money as well. So yeah, that's the regular price. You put the discount code in the checkout, and there's a box on the bottom that says discount code. You put pre-order 20 in there, and it's going to take it off for you. So, there you go. It's like $47 or something like that with the discount. So, 20% on $50 is what? $2, right? Around $2. So a little over $2.
20% on 50 be $10.
You got 10. Put it to you this way: you got 10 hives or less, $50 will get you through a year and a half easy.
The shipping, I think right now it's reasonable. Shipping is kind of high across the board for everything. If you guys know you've ordered anything, I believe a single pack is like $9.99, and then if you order a second piece, it's like a reduced amount. So it's still Hey guys,
and when it's applicable and possible, whoever is closest to you will mail it to you to get it to you fastest.
Right. So that's the thing. Right now, there is nowhere else to buy it in the United States. If you order it now, you got to order. And let me tell you the headaches, guys. If you're ordering from Canada, first of all, when you go to use your credit card is going to say, oh, wait a minute. You need to call the credit card provider and tell them you're making an international purchase. So there's that problem. Then once you make the purchase, then it's got to go to customs, and once it sits in customs, then it gets shipped to you.
Then
So
you got the conversion rate between Canadian dollar and US dollar you got to figure out.
right. So
It took me 13 days to get mine. Like I said, from us, you're going to get it in 3 to 5 days once it's in stock.
yep. And
Overnight if you want to pay for it.
yeah, so I mean we're working out. I mean, right now the main thing is we're trying to get the pre-orders right, because we do have the product coming in and we're trying to move it. And guys, we're not rich people. We're not
going to be.
But we put our hard-earned money into it to back a product
That we believe in.
That we believe in, and that was not available in the United States until we did this. So,
yeah,
you know, I'm not, trust me, guys, you guys have heard me talk enough on my videos that if something's a piece of crap, I tell you it's a piece of crap. I don't like it. You know, I've got Saracell top high feeders. I've told y'all I would never buy them again. Personally. Now, we gave some away because it was offered to us, but I wouldn't purchase that because I don't.
And we got people using them, making videos, and they love them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and you know, I'm sure most of y'all on here have watched enough of Bob and Earl's videos to know how much they love the product before they even thought about trying to sell any of it.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah,
now,
I'm not going to lie. He saw my video.
We can take that off the table. Just look at Ian Stepler. Ian Stepler has 2,500 hives, and he puts it on his colonies. Most people that have that many colonies are not going to spend that extra money to feed all of them colonies with a supplement feed like that if it doesn't work. If it doesn't make sense, if it doesn't work, they're not going to do it.
No, they're not going to spend any money on any cost whatsoever.
There's got to be a major benefit to Ian to put it on that many hives.
And Ian,
and again, we're not saying, hey, buy this stuff and cram it down your bees' throats. We're saying, you know, read your bees, know when to feed it, and it can become a very powerful tool in helping keeping that healthy balance. If you've got good stuff coming into your bees and they're not so, you don't have to feed it, but you can, because they will take it in a flow, obviously. But are you wasting money if there's already good stuff coming in? However, if you're not sure if that good stuff is coming in, you can 100% get peace of mind when you feed aphids. I tell you what, I feel like when I put that on there, I'm like, man, I finally got it.
But
I finally got it on my hives. Yeah.
How many people have you guys heard this year, not all together, just this year, that you can think of that have said you can't count on the fall flow to produce
over and over?
You hear it all the time.
Pretty much every year
to make it through the winter, right? So that was my thing. I'm putting this out there to get them as strong as I can and store as much of it away as they can before winter to make it through. And I don't even have a harsh winter here, guys. My problem is the fact that I don't have a harsh winter, because they go out and forage and fly all year round, except for Lee, a handful of days we might not get the temperatures.
probably like the last 2 weeks of January, first 2 weeks of February for me.
Yeah, but other than that, they're out flying and don't have anything to bring in, so they're burning through their stores.
I just made a video called "More Dead Dudes" about my girls killing all the drones.
Kicking the men out, huh?
They are already kicking out drones where I live, so I don't know what that means. There's flowers everywhere, all kinds of different kinds of flowers everywhere.
See, our goldenrod still hadn't bloomed here yet. I mean, it's like right there at the point it's ready to just bust open, but no yellow yet.
Sucks to get a really cold frost right now, wouldn't
it? Maybe cold weather coming to the mountains, Earl.
I hope it's high elevation and not everybody. Maybe it's just up here, you know. I hope. But it's coming to me. I don't know it's coming to me. They wasn't killing any drones this evening because there wasn't none left.
Well, it's definitely this time of year. I mean, you can tell the temperature has broke here right now. It still gets warm during the day, but at night it's much cooler than it's been.
And it's getting colder, yeah.
And so, you know, it's a definitely going to be one of those things that that we got to be prepared for. You know, I've got the shirt that's the Game of Drones, right?
Yeah.
I should put the Game of Drones. Winter is coming, right? Because they're just getting knocked off, and it's it's crazy, but man, can you be too prepared? You know what I mean? Can you be too prepared for winter? It's my opinion. You can't.
Even with a good fall flow, it may be that this nutritional supplement with the proline could still benefit the bees.
That's my point, man. Do you want to guess?
If you think about it, a good fall flow is good, but the number of bees has already started to. Sorry, my cat has started to decline, right? So even though the bees that you have are bringing in syrup, you don't have the number of bees that are bringing in the nectar at the same.
And before I forget about this, you was saying the other day before you wasn't having frames of splashy nectar, and now you are, and that tells you alone, you know where that's coming from. They have sucked it in to have filled up entire frames to where when you barely wiggle them, it's coming out of there like.
You remember Bruce's bees when he was showing about the tallow flow, right?
Yeah, that's what I wanted you to talk about.
And all the nectar hit it and splashed on the frames.
Nice.
I took a 2-framer and merged it in with a colony that had gone queenless, and I added some brood from another colony to equalize. But they had nectar on the outside, and I took that frame of brood and I shook those bees, and man, it was like raining on there. I mean, it just came down crazy, and
this has changed my whole game plan, Bubby. You know well as I do that I fully intended to go into making my regular winter fondant with the goat's milk stuff and all that and everything. Hey guys, I throw that away. I'm not doing that now.
This is working better
Apis Biologics. That's what I'm using.
For the price? I mean, okay, so Earl, I know you've put it out there to use the goat milk supplement. You've used that for your feed.
I keep a paper close by somewhere that's got all the ingredients, vitamins, and trace minerals and everything, which was the reasons I was doing that.
Well, what's the price on
that's all I had.
What's the price on that bag?
It's about $20 for a bag it won't get you through a year. It won't, not me. I can go through 2 bags a year. Not no more though. Don't need it no more. I'm not buying it anymore.
And you called that bee crack, huh? Earl, it wasn't as good as rocket fuel though.
I'm calling rocket fuel the new better bee crack. I never seen anything. I mean, they really like that goat's milk fondant that I made them, but this Apis Biologics is they don't just like it. They're like addicts, and I know about addicts. Hillbilly. They're everywhere in the mountains.
But
it's crazy. It's crazy. But I'm just saying, that's the way the bees act over it. They're nervous. They're like, don't take it. There's a drop down there. Let's get it.
Well, hey, Morgan, that's a great question. When you're using mountain camp method, so what I do is I make sugar bricks. So I mix sugar water in with my dry sugar, right? To make it like a soft, what's that, magic sand or whatever the kids have?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I use that and I put it in a bread pan and smash it and make a big sugar block, right?
What I think he might be wondering if he can do is if he can add it to his sugar and mix it in the blender. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, don't do that.
No,
it might work in a sugar brick though, like Bob's saying, as long as you blend it up real good to start with, right?
But what happens when you put it in the Ninja? And I know this because I make my own powdered sugar this way. You'll make powdered sugar. You'll grind it up, and if you're doing mountain camp, you want that granulated sugar.
Right, so the moisture can absorb. But the sugar bricks, they still.
Yeah, sugar bricks are great. Craig Branch has proven those as far as I'm concerned.
So what about a pollen patty though? What about a pollen patty with the other product to supplement along with the sugar brick?
Ian's feeding them right now. Pollen patties.
Yeah, I've got some pollen patties on mine as well right now.
And since he ran out of forage, he's putting rocket fuel on them to fatten them up as well. Because he's on a monocrop up there pretty much. They have other foil sources, but their main thing's the canola, and when it's gone, it's gone. And so he has to feed them something to get them fat enough to get into winter. He don't just trust the fall flow like everybody's been saying. You don't trust the fall flow. It's nice when they come, but you don't trust them.
Excuse me just a minute, guys.
Yep, no problem. But that's the whole thing. It's just trying to be as prepared as you can. Well, see, Morgan, the thing is, it's got to be dissolved in water to get the concentration that you can mix it in with everything.
Yeah. Actually, you want to do like Bob does, and you want to mix just the water and the Apis biologics in the blender until it's dissolved, and then add that to your sugar and whatever, and make it what you want. But your first step is to dissolve the granules by mechanical blender. You can use hand blenders or whatever, but on the bag it does recommend mechanical blender to mix the product with the liquid first, and then add the sugar.
How I do it. I put it in a mason jar and put water in the mason jar, and then I shake it, shake, and dissolve it, and then I add it to my bigger feed buckets, right? And that's gonna dissolve anything that didn't get dissolved with the other.
I use my Ninja. Even us hillbillies got ninjas in the kitchen.
Happy birthday, Brian.
Yeah, I was about to say, word in the chat. It's Brian's birthday today.
Welcome.
Happy birthday, Brian.
He hit the big 50, is that right?
No, I think he's 52, ain't he?
No,
I'm just joking.
Tomorrow's my birthday.
He's 50 also?
I think he's 51, actually.
I ain't that old.
Oh, tomorrow's your birthday, Lee?
Yeah.
Hey, happy birthday, man.
How old are you going to be?
44.
44.
Yeah.
In my best sling blade voice, you just a boy.
That was a good year.
Man. Happy birthday, Brian.
So you're the baby. You're the baby of the stream tonight.
Yep. I'm the baby in the family.
But
I'm the baby amongst these two guys.
We've been on here almost an hour. Y'all want to open it up and let some people come in?
They keep talking about gaming drones, and both their last names is Walkers. I got the Walkers from the north.
White Walkers.
Tell you what, we'll put both of the Walkers up top.
All right, I'm going to drop the link, guys, for anybody that wants to come join us. If you got questions about Apis Biologics or anything for that matter, if you just want to hang out and talk, please jump in. But if you come in, talk. It's a talk show. Talk. That's the prerequisite.
Errol, I'm going to drop you back over here. That way, if I pull anything up, that it's not covering you, it's covering my side.
You can cover me if you want to, baby. Anywhere you need me, whatever you want to do.
Hey, I've been working hard on animations.
Man, that looks good, Lee.
And I got a glimpse tonight on what he goes through trying to do all that stuff, and he has to email himself and everything just to have
it was
back
last minute they decided different codes they wanted, so I was having to render everything out.
Hey, Lee, make us a banner real quick.
What you want?
No, that's what they said earlier. He's ready. He's ready to do it.
Work. He's going to do another one. He's a good dude, man. Good heart.
He's awesome.
Wish he lived closer.
Thank you, James, for your pre-order. I've got a bunch of notifications on here for pre-orders. So let me go through and thank the people. Bugman.
God bless you, man.
Donnie Fetchner. Thank you. Randy Klingon, thank you. James Knoll, thank you. Rusty Burton, thank you. Damn, Rusty, you went all in. We appreciate that, brother. Lisa, Grammy, thank you so much. Eugene Nelson, thank you. Eugene went off too. We appreciate it, guys. And outside of the business part of it, it just excites us to be able to bring something that's beneficial and good.
Did you answer Eugene's question yet?
What was
it? Look like Brad got his wax smelter in today too.
Yeah, he's giving you a big thanks, Bob. A good deal, Brad.
Awesome, Brad.
With that heat we got down here,
it didn't happen.
Yep, that heat we got down here the next couple of days, it ought to work. Thursday we supposed to be 98 degrees.
Don't forget to set the chickens on top of it when you don't want sun going through it.
You know what? I think I do have a measure. It's going to be some kind of crazy measurement for 1 gallon. Matter of fact, Earl, you just went through that.
You want me to give it to you?
Well,
Yeah,
1/8?
yeah.
I done the math, so you don't have
Eighth of
to.
a
Better have a
teaspoon.
nice weed scale, is what I'm saying.
He did double, and he did what, 2/8 or a
I was
quarter?
going to mix a liter, but let me show you my dilemma. The leader said, in European Canadian terms, 102.5 milligrams. I says, Earl, what's that in teaspoons? Google says, let me tell you, Earl,
Google.
that's 0.0207956239961.
I'm glad you took it that far out. We want to be accurate.
So I says to myself, Earl, we can't do this. So I says, what if we went and made a gallon? And they said, well, that's 500 milligrams. And I says, that's an eighth of a teaspoon. I can do that. But I sure did feel silly putting like a pinch in that gallon and go.
The
I'm
thing,
like, that's the magic though, man.
hey
That's
man,
the magic.
yeah. So what I did is I mixed enough for 5 gallons, right? I used a teaspoon, put a teaspoon, not a heaping teaspoon either, just a teaspoon. I mixed up 5 gallons, but because of the way I do it, I put it in a mason jar, right, and hydrate it, where I can pour off or syringe off enough for 1 gallon, like a fifth of that.
Smart.
There's been a rooster sighting.
All right.
So that would be my
Good
thing
evening,
to
Randy.
do, is I would probably mix up a few gallons worth of weight in a mason jar or something. Measure out how much water you're putting in to constitute it, and then draw it out in a syringe. The rooster.
Nice.
We
So
send up the rooster signal. Let's see if it draws him in.
and so that's, man, I didn't even, let me drop the link again so I can pin it. I didn't pin it. All right.
And then we might even get Brad in too.
Oh yeah,
We might. If Randy comes, Brad might.
Come on, Brad.
1 quart of water, 1 small pack of mix, and use 1 tablespoon of solution. There you go. That's what Randy does.
Wow.
1 quart of water, 1 small pack.
Yeah, he put, and then he
mixing it stout.
Oh, and that he makes a concentrate out of that.
Yeah, and then he just uses a teaspoon.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, that's why he mixes it stout, to make the okay, I got you. He's diluting it down when he's. Oh, I'm glad I told him about that. No, I'm joking. That's a good idea, Randy.
Sarah, tomorrow it's my birthday.
And it's just kind of
don't ask him how old he is; he'll drop dead.
So tonight's really kind of a celebration. We're celebrating Lee's birthday. We're celebrating Brian's birthday. And
anybody else out there got a birthday?
Celebrating a new website.
I'm just glad I ain't the one celebrating the birthday.
Celebrate.
I don't want no more.
I want mine to slow down, don't you, Earl?
50's my next one. I get to be 50 years old my next birthday. I'm not looking forward to being half 100.
Half 100. Well.
And it's
sorry, Bob. You know how we are. We can't stop when we get started.
I'm multitasking. I'm talking, but I'm looking at something different than what I'm talking to. And
you're just happy the airspace is being filled. I know.
Well, yes, absolutely. And I'm super excited because the pre-orders are just continue to roll in, guys.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Are continuing
to
come in. So Jeff,
everybody's going to love it.
Thank you. Y'all are gonna be happy. I'm just.
When you see your bees going crazy over it, and you get so excited, and they're just all pretty and doing what bees are supposed to do, and just blowing up on you, and the next thing you know, it's just like, I want them to have it. I don't want them to be without it. It's good to know that that's in there in the refrigerator, and I can go mix a gallon, put it back up, and I bet.
Well, just keep
you would only have if you only have a few hives, handful of hives, you're going to buy 1 bag of each, and that's going to last you 2 years, more than likely.
Well,
unless you double in size because you fed it that first year and they eat it all.
Well, just keep in mind, guys, these are pre-orders. We're waiting on the shipment to come in. I can't say that enough. I don't want anybody to get upset because they're having.
Exactly.
We're
We don't
waiting,
want to let nobody down.
and as soon as it comes in, guaranteed it's going out.
And that's why you're getting 20% off, because it is a pre-order.
Right. It's helping us, and it's helping y'all.
Hopefully,
And,
it's worth the wait.
And besides, you
I
can't buy it
believe it will
anywhere
be.
else in the United States, so you got to buy it from us. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So
Even
in
if
case-
you go to Canada, they'll kick it to us.
yeah, if you're just coming in, just to show you, Apis Biologics, F&D Farms is actually Earl's. And you see where it says regional distributor? We are the guys. And Johnny's hadn't been added to the website yet, but that should be probably up by tomorrow, I'd imagine. And other people just say authorized dealer, and they're all in Canada. We're the only ones in the United States.
But as y'all will notice, it whichever one you click on, it'll go to the same website.
Yep. And that's the thing. So you're not
Although
picking.
mine is not, you won't.
Go ahead.
Is my internet freezing, guys?
No, not this time. He only did once. Early
I
on.
knew it.
But yeah, so it doesn't matter, guys, if you're buying from us both, or us three actually. So at this point, so it doesn't matter if you're not picking between us. It's not like how Lee's and my stream used to be, where we were on both channels and you always flip flopping back and forth. It's not like that. It's together. So just by the way we have it set up, that you're going to one website to order it. And then depending where you live in the United States depends on what distribution site that is sending it out to you, and availability, because I might have the product or that Earl is out of or Johnny's out of, or vice versa. They might have something we're out of, and we'll just have to make that go between us. And that's the plan. So in very short order, we took something that was not even in the United States at all and kind of made a little distribution net over the United States. And, so, if you got a beekeeping store and you want
Is
to
it hot in here? Is it hot in here?
if you've got a beekeeping store and you want to carry it in your store, hit us up and we'll get you set up so you can be an authorized retailer in your location.
We can do retail sales, yes, sir.
We'll get you a nice, discount for your orders, and then, you just order your other orders after that through us, and it's good to go. So
have your EIN ready.
Yeah, but you know what? It's pretty amazing. I'm excited about it. I mean,
I am too. It's such a good product. That's why I'm so excited. It's going to sell itself. I believe with all my heart. Any person buys once, they're going to panic when they run out. They're not going to run out. They're going to want to keep it, and they're going to want to continue to feed it. It's peace of mind, folks. It's satisfaction, and it's satisfying to watch your bees just tear it up and know, I'm like, yeah, they got what they need.
Thank you, Michelle, for that pre-order.
Thank you so much. Phil's asking
God
if we ship to the UK. Since the customer pays shipping, we'd be glad to, Phil. But
I don't even think the website is set up for UK shipping.
Maybe he could.
I might can make it happen for you, though. I don't know.
We'll make it happen for you, brother.
Yeah, we'll meet you halfway, Phil.
For the right amount, we'll get you set up. You can have all of the UK as your distribution point. You could be
What about it, Phil?
Come in here, Phil.
The UK distributor.
I better quit that. I lose my finger when I get out there on the saw.
Eugene.
Yeah. Hey,
Morgan.
Thank you, Eugene.
All right. So to answer this question, having a honey super on and collecting honey, two totally different things. So if you're still planning to harvest honey, no, don't feed them.
Right.
Because you're diluting your honey. If you're trying to get your bees ready for winter and you have a honey super on for feed stores, feed the hell out of them. Pack that thing as full as you can to feed your bees for the winter. That's kind of the difference, because people see in my yard, they'll see that I've got honey supers on. They're like, you still have honey supers on? Well, no, I've got a bee box on. I've got a medium super on, but I'm not using it for that. It's for winter stores for the bees.
Sure.
Yep, you get a sample at 20% discount, Matt. Pre-order it from the website.
Or stay tuned to future giveaways on somebody's channel.
Right? It could happen.
You could send him an eighth of a teaspoon to mix him up a gallon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can just not email him that because of the quantity.
I have to go down the south side, pick him up some of them special baggies.
Yeah, that might get intercepted at the post office. No telling what kind of trouble, man, to get in some small quantity like that.
Earl said he'd bring it, but he would have to hide it in his rectum to get it through customs.
Oh no!
I did not say that.
Bob just read his mind or something.
No, he didn't read my mind.
He's going down to Walgreens to buy the customs, the store in his anus to bring it to you.
Y'all both for walkers on the same page. That's why we put y'all on top. So I'm just gonna let you all have that one. Full ownership. Me and Lee want as far away from that as we can get.
Hey, Northern Ireland coming in.
Philip.
Phil. How you
top
doing,
of
brother?
the evening. Or yeah, actually top of the morning to you, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I have one question.
All right.
Do you guys sell Appy Biologics by any chance?
I actually know a guy that does.
Yes,
Do
I know a guy.
Do you really?
We know a guy.
Yeah, we got a connection, Phil.
Matter of fact,
please,
if you want to sell it in the UK, we can get you set up as the UK distributor, the European distributor.
Well, at least Northern Ireland is a section of it or something, maybe.
Well, that's part of the UK, so we could probably lock them down. You could be going over to your buddy down the road.
I'm sure he'd be tickled to death to know we sent another country his way.
Hey, I'd really trip him out.
Damn, supplies are under prison rules. You know, our chats go kind of a little sideways.
Yeah. What's the name of that website, Bob?
Our website?
Yeah.
Our website is bewares.bigcartel.com. No, I didn't come up with Big Cartel. That's the website hosted.
Big Cartel website, prison rules. Come on, y'all reading through this?
We got a good deal on that website. That's why
I would have called it Big Cartel.
You want us to spell it out for you?
Yeah. Are you talking to me? Yes, actually, I'm glad you said that, because you can go to this website, and I have J-Hook Hive tools that you can buy a J-Hook Hive tool, but there is an option to have it laser personalized on the website.
Sure,
hey, does the discount code apply on that too as well, Bob, or no?
It actually does. I think it applies to everything on the website right now.
Okay.
So I do laser. I actually have a guy that keeps telling me that he's going to order some more laser prints, but he's kind of dragging his feet on it.
Everybody
sunglasses Magic on. Matt said, do you even have a laser anymore?
He's already in.
Minnesota Mike.
Minnesota
in the
Mike.
House. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. My granddaughter thought that was so funny when I told you guys were doing that. It's a grand thing.
Oh,
yeah. I like those green sunglasses, brother. You need to mail those to me.
You like that?
I do.
They actually
look, where do you see this? Where do you see this? Look. Company logoed.
Oh yeah.
Freebie. Nice.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hey, I got a guy that can do my sunglasses that way too if I want.
Bob can
let
So I got a guy named Bob.
If
but he charged you $19.99 for them.
Laser etch. What the hell? You think that's free?
It is a business.
You don't think that they didn't just ship me that laser like they do Matt? Oh, sorry, Matt. But
Magic Matt's still on
You
here.
don't know the dance moves that Matt knows.
hold on, guys. Let me answer
Yeah.
this question. Jeff, the owner says you should not pre-mix more than you can use.
Yes.
Now, does that mean use in a short period of time or use today? What I did is when I mixed it, I used a reasonable amount that I knew I was going to use. But I did have some that was sitting on my desk for a couple days mixed up that I showed on the show. And I just shook it up real good before I took it out. So you could probably put it in the fridge and be fine for a little while. But that's me telling you. That's not Apis Biologics. So I don't know that there's a distinct.
I personally, just on account of I'm feeding sugar syrup, fermentation, and all these other things, and especially since I used to add other stuff to it, but with experience, I don't like leaving any kind of feed on over a 3-day period. If they're not going to suck down what I give them in 2 days, like when I put this half gallon on, and that's what they did, 2 days, that's about, for me, that's what I want, because it's usually after that 3rd day when stuff starts getting hot and yucky and whatever. So, yeah, I wouldn't put much more on than they're going to take in a reasonable amount of time, and you'll just have to base a reasonable amount of time on your climate and how fast stuff gets soured bad or lasts.
Well, Michael,
Good point, or
you also have purchased Apis Biologics.
I did. That threatening email he sent me really yeah. No. I have, and
Easy, guys.
he threatened to sign me up for the AARP. Anyway,
so how's it doing for you? What are you seeing so far?
well, I'm not seeing the insane takedown that you guys are, but
you're using 2-to-1, right?
yeah, I've got to go really, really, really heavy right now. Otherwise, the bees just don't have a chance to dry it out, and they're taking it down slowly. Some are just they're gearing down. But what I ran into, which is really weird, I have hives right now that I've only been doing this for 7 years, but they are so bloody robust. It's kind of frightening. As far as it just doesn't seem real. Now, the problem that I have is when I put that 2-to-1 out there, Earl, I put just a little bit of bleach in there.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't do that, I do get the black mold. Now, how is that going to affect that, the ingredients? And what I've come to figure out is that if I mix my sugar syrup up and put the bleach in so it sterilizes the solution, then let it sit, like overnight, and then put the mixture in, then I don't, because if you do that, then you don't have the, what do you call it? The bleaching effect. After 24 hours, the chlorine is basically gone if you go try to test it with a pool tester. So that's the way I'm getting around that. And DC, how much do I put in? I put in basically I put in a teaspoon per gallon. And I'm finding I'm following Randy Oliver's and Bob Binney's recommendations on that. So that's my only concern. But
a teaspoon per gallon?
Yeah.
Well, you're doing a gallon of 2-to-1 and not a gallon of 1-to-1. So it needs to be.
No, Bob. A teaspoon of bleach.
Oh, okay, bleach. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I got
Yeah, you can still drink that.
But you're still doing the.
The bees go nuts for chlorinated water. If they're next to a swimming pool.
Yeah, I was about to say they love swimming pools.
Oh, it's just thank you, Lee. They just go apoplectic over that. And it's oddly enough, it's most of the water that's been spilt. So it's been de-bleached, but there's still something about it that just makes them go nuts. So, I figured
you lost me at apoplectic.
They go badass crazy.
I get that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they just it's a feeding frenzy, and if I do a comparison between the two, it's not even necessary. I've done this before. but just a little bit of chlorine in the water. Well, okay, so I have 2 of my fountains in my backyard. One I actually put a little bit of bleach in, and then the other one, it's one of the big classic multi-level things. That one I don't have any in there, and this is something else too. They are feeding off the algae that gathers on that in the fall. So, but the results after putting that stuff on, it doesn't make sense to me that there's robustas there. It really doesn't.
So you've noticed that it's that
I'm shocked. I'm actually shocked.
Me too, man.
Just to let you guys know, we had this conversation yesterday,
We keep hearing this over and over.
Yeah, but
Hey,
for
man,
everybody else, Bob,
I threw away everything I thought I knew about winter feeding for Apis biologics.
So
It's changed me that much.
Yeah, so I had a very interesting discussion with a biology marketing friend of mine this morning, and I said that, you guys were looking at doing the distribution thing, and I said the problem with that is that over the years we've dealt with so much snake oil. I mean, think about that. People are coming on and they're asking, is it still good to blow, mineral spirits into your hives to kill mice? Does that still work? Yeah, he knows exactly. You're nodding your head there, brother.
Don the Fat Bee Man. Many years ago, I saw a video.
Yeah, good old Don.
I think at that time, though, they were actually trying to find a way to treat it, right? I mean, so they were
but they were also swearing by it too, so we run into this stuff. But for everybody else there, I don't know, what do you got watching there? Maybe about 40 people?
40 people right now.
40 right now.
40 beautiful people.
Uh-oh.
39.
We lost Mike. He's like, oh, only 40? I'm out. Oh, he disconnected. His internet went out. But I saw somebody who said shipping time.
Yeah, somebody's asking for a delivery time, and it would depend upon
the
when.
The real answer is I don't know.
On pre-orders.
They're on back order, yeah.
Yeah, it's coming. It's just we don't know when it's going to hit us. But
it's not really back order. It's just it's been ordered from Canada, right? So last time, Bob, it took what was it? A couple weeks for you? 10 days or something?
I think it didn't take me long to get it. So hopefully within the next 2 weeks.
Once you get the delivery in, though, you'll have a stock supply then.
Yeah, as soon as it comes in, it's going out the next day. I mean, it's like that, so that's the whole thing, is that we're just waiting on the product to get here.
And you can get 20% off, for your trouble of waiting.
Yep.
And it's usually coast to coast, 3 to 5 days.
Now, keep in mind, after this first time, there won't be no wait because we'll have the stock at that point.
Yeah, so at this point, we're basically supporting your startup business, and that's fantastic. We can wait a little bit longer. There was one other thing I wanted to add to you guys, because like Ian up here, in order to get that really heavy, nice fat bees, we are feeding pollen sub. So I'm using Ultra Bee, and I bought the pollen sub ad that Ian actually started using.
Yeah, good deal.
Yeah,
that gives you that added proline so that you can get that extra Vitalogen and fat bodies built up.
Yeah, well explained, Earl. I caught you earlier on that, but I think it was 2 winters ago that Ian actually started trying that for the first time, and it was his chef. He didn't name his chef. I figured out who it was shortly after that.
Yeah, you're right. The pollen sub is a 3-year thing, and the control was a 7-year thing. Together, it's 11 years, and they call it over a decade of research.
Yeah, I think his chef was actually experimenting with his stuff more than Ian was.
I actually was trying to get the creator / owner of Apis Biologics on. He's like, nah, it's not really my thing.
He's a recluse.
So
he doesn't like. Yeah, he doesn't. He's not.
He watched my video on proline and stuff and talked about it in an email, but he didn't leave no message or no trace of him. He's kind of a recluse guy, and that's how he likes it.
Yeah,
which is why he deals with weirdos like me and Bob and Johnny.
Hey, speaking of that, I got the email from him just a few minutes ago, and I accepted that, and it just says invoiced. So
good deal, brother. That's what it says.
Right after that you plug everything in, and you'll be good good to go.
Oh, I'll get another email now. Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
All right,
It's automated.
gotcha.
Yep.
So
Got you took care of, brother.
Sweet.
yeah, worst case scenario, if this falls flat, we got enough Apis Biologics to never have to ever buy Apis Biologics again for our bees. So
That's right.
it's
Two good ways of looking at it, Bob.
It's an exciting thing.
Yeah.
Either we're gonna do pretty good, or we'll never have to buy it again ever.
Our bees are going to be happy.
Guys,
Can I
If
take-
we can't sell it, we'll have to feed it.
I'm
Can I
going to
take
play
Morgan's question here?
devil's advocate here before Mike takes another breath.
Let's
This
hear it.
time last year, everybody was talking about Hive Life,
Yep.
and it was the
Yes,
best
yes.
thing, sliced bread.
Yes.
That's all we had.
And this was the only thing that you had to feed your bees in wintertime. What makes this Apix Biologics better?
I'm glad you asked.
That's a good question.
First
I'm
off,
sure.
I've never seen a bee dive underneath the ocean and eat seaweed. Second off,
But last year you were saying it was the best thing since sliced bread.
That's all we had last year.
Until we learned
that
about
was
Apis
until they
Biologics.
made a toaster and you could make toast
What's-
now. And now it's
what's
even
to say
better.
there
With
isn't
butter and
what's to
honey
say
on it.
there- What's to say there isn't going to be another thing next year that's even
All right,
better?
I got to speak Irish to him a minute. Y'all just chill
That's
out. Shut up.
You got to admit,
Listen to me.
it's a good question.
I'm trying to tell you. The proline is something that they have just recently found out about through the studies that were done at Ian Stepler's farm. Entomological papers have been studied, Bubby. Scientific research and development, the research and development that they did is being published, and they've only recently learned about proline and that it was 50% of the amino acid in honeybee hemolymph. And as far as I know, the balance of nutrients that they're getting from seaweed is a good balance, but the balance that Apis Biologics provide is matched with an over 100 different biological compounds that are found in nectar, floral, pollen.
Well, I'll break it down on a less scientific basis. All right.
Layman's
So here's what matters to me. If I've got two, let's say they were absolutely equal. Let's say they were just the same. This will do 50 pounds of pollen patties, more. A 2-pound pollen patty from Hive Alive is $10 US. This whole pack is $20. So
It's better and cheaper, Phil.
And cheaper. So
well, let's suppose something does
that's
come out better next year. Well, hopefully
The
we'll be
cheaper
able to
thing
sell
doesn't
it.
really come into effect.
Hopefully we'll be able
It's
to
the
sell
better
it.
we're looking for. That's
Well,
all I'm asking. What is better about it than
And
All
that's
right.
why I
last
wanted
year.
to, because
Proline.
I've already sunk my whole life into it, I wanted to defend it and explain to you exactly why we believe it is better.
we I'm not a chemist, or I don't understand the whole chemistry behind it. An ordinary beekeeper just wants to know what's better about it now this year than Hive Alive was last year.
You know, if you
Hive
watch
Alive
Bob's
is a
video on
balance.
how they tore up that 10 gallons today, and then also to believe it was Randy Klingon put up, he actually did a test with sugar syrup with and sugar syrup without, and they took it down twice as fast that had the Apis Biologics in it.
Proline is an amino acid that they can smell and taste.
That I get that, Johnny, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's better for them.
Well, no,
you
but
know-
we're getting all kinds of tests,
my kids would eat a chocolate bar quicker than they'd eat an apple.
and
but
then they'd have all
it's-
kinds of energy. I see your point.
Yeah,
But we're getting the positive feedback from Bob. Bob's been using it a month. He's seeing a crazy
Over a
group,
decade of
unbelievable
research
group
and development.
in his nukes, and then of course don't forget Ian Stepler's positive endorsement as well. So we're
don't
we're
get me
going
wrong.
on faith.
I'm not
Not
putting it down. by any
taking it
means.
negative at
I'm
all.
not-
It's actually a
No.
great question, and very, very wise of you to be skeptical. But
Hive Alive
we're,
is a good product.
we're
I ain't
going out
gonna
on
say that
faith.
it's not.
But this is
All right.
cheaper. This is a lot
Here.
cheaper.
let me give you this.
It's cheaper to you because I can't get it over here. So
I'm
Well,
not-
we might figure out a way.
I am a scientific guy, But
I'll make sure you get it.
I understand most people aren't. But what I will say is when you compare, I'm looking at the active ingredients of Hive Alive right now. I'll show it on the screen so y'all don't think I'm BSing. All right. So share screen, share my other screen over here, add it to the stream. The seaweed, thymol, and lemongrass. That's it. Thymol, as far as I'm aware, does not really help the bee specifically. It's more of a mite deterrent.
Yeah, kind of a miticide.
No. Thymol in a sugar solution, it really reduces gut nosema and so on to a dramatic extent. It's basically a gut cleanser too. I mean, you can use thymol to kill mites, but as far as the bees consuming it, so
it can also throttle back laying.
I've heard Earl talking about that before too. The benefits of thymol on the digestion, I believe, Earl.
Yeah, I love it. I feed it regularly. When I made up my syrup, I use Beekeeper's Choice and Honey Be Healthy in it because I like the thymol that's in Beekeeper's Choice.
Well, I mean, what they're saying with this Osea Shield, which I guess is just a proprietary name for their seaweed extract or whatever, Irish seaweed. Sorry if that. It says that the seaweeds are routinely fed in animal feeds to help reduce the need for antibiotics. So I guess it is kind of an antibiotic where the ingredients in apple biologics are designed to be more like regular nectar that they would find in nature. So, I mean, I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm not going to go that because
I think they're two good products and they have two totally different uses.
No, don't get me wrong, Bob. I'm not saying that either. I'm just asking the question.
Somebody's got to ask it, don't they, Bob?
Yeah,
that's a great question for you.
I'm not. Don't get me. I'm the newest beekeeper here.
I mean, and that's the whole deal with our show is it doesn't matter if you've got one hive or 2,000 hives. It doesn't matter. You're welcome in here.
If you don't have any hives and you're thinking about getting them, we don't care.
The thing is that I know fondant is a big thing in Europe. It's not such a big thing in the United States, so that's kind of a new thing here.
Kind of is up north.
Yeah, up north.
Well, I know over here that just using ordinary baker's fondant is as good as anything.
It's just sugar.
Just sugar. That's.
In fact, I think you'd bought some of the baker's type fondant earlier in the year, didn't you, Bob?
Yeah, I did. Actually, in the spring, I bought some because I had some weak colonies I didn't want to put liquid feed on. So
some of the biggest beekeepers over here will swear by putting on just ordinary baker's fondant, just pure sugar.
Try that where Lee lives.
Any additives, anything
destroyed with ants and hive beetles.
Right.
Unless it's got peppermint oil or something in it to the
I was surprised when I went out there Sunday. I ain't been in the hives in like 2 months, or as far as opening the hives and getting in them. And I think the most one I've seen maybe 5 beetles in it.
Yeah, I haven't had that many beetles.
What I'm saying is when you watch what's his name, Black Mountain? This dude will slap a 5-pounder on his and say, all right, that one's good for winter. Another 5-pounder. Other than probably up north in the midwinter, I don't know anybody that's going to put 5-10 pound of fondant on their bees other than, well, I did last year, but I made it with peppermint candy, so I wasn't worried about it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
the one, Phil, for what it's worth, the one wonderful thing that, being up here was, we get 35 below and zero humidity. One thing that's wonderful about the fondant is it does have some moisture in it. And the bees need that to digest. You can chew on sugar bricks and whatnot if you've got enough moisture in your hive.
No, I'm not talking about sugar bricks, Mike. I'm talking about.
No, I'm comparing
basically, just basically ice and sugar.
No, Phil. I'm just comparing the two. I'm just saying that the fondant has.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
So I still plan on making my fondant this winter to put on my bees. But I'm going to be making my fondant with Apis Biologics. You can believe that.
Right. I'm still going to use the sugar bricks, and I'm going to do the same thing, right? Like we were talking about earlier. I'm going to mix it into my water that I'm putting on with it. So yeah, I mean, I can't for sure say that there's a huge difference. Well, I know there's just by the ingredients in this package. I know there's many more
Biological compounds.
yeah, and ingredients in it.
Yeah, they're two different products
that might be in Hive Alive. I don't know. They don't advertise it. My thought is, and I've been in marketing, so being in marketing before, if there's things in there that are really, really helpful, those are your highlight points. Those are what you're trying to blast out there. That's what sets you apart. And they can't say that they're the only ones with thymol. They can't say they're the only ones with lemongrass oil in it at Hive Alive. The only thing they could say is they got the seaweed compound in it. And honestly, I don't know. I know that Cayman Reynolds did a seaweed pollen patty. Remember that? He did the videos with the green seaweed patties.
Yeah, he mixed it in with some bucket that had pickles in it, so it smelled. Yeah.
No, he actually bought patties, or they were sent to him by a company. They were green.
Oh, that's right. No. Yeah.
And the bees did terrible on them.
Yeah, he'd say they didn't really like the seaweed.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's a seaweed thing. It might have just been that company. I don't know. I don't know what beneficial things are in the seaweed for the bees. But
well, as far as I watched that guy on Fred Dunn's channel when he was over there, I forget his name now, the guy that came up with Hive Alive. And believe you me, I still think it's a good product. Apis Biologics is to get your bees where you're trying to get them to. If you don't get them there, then I think Hive Alive or Fonda is something you can fall back on to aid and get you through. Fred will tell you, Hive Alive ain't to get your bees through the winter. It's to supplement so they can get through winter on their own. It's not meant to be the sole food, I don't think. Where Apis Biologics is the way of putting on the pounds through
to the winter,
laying the sugar syrup to them so that you can really boost the amount of food that they have going into winter, like Bob just said.
And to keep your bee right now, keep those bees brooding to grow that winter bee colony. Right.
Yeah, I think Hive Alive still has its purpose.
Yeah, I'm not.
If you can't get your bees big enough, or you haven't got enough going into winter, Hive Alive is going to help you, no doubt.
Don't think
it doesn't prove that.
If Hive Alive asked me, did they want to be on our website, I'd probably put them on the website.
Oh yeah.
You can buy it. It's not.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not on here to advocate.
Oh yeah, you are.
Yeah, he's fighting over that Irish seaweed, ain't he? That's my Irish seaweed. Better than yours.
I'm on here as a year plus 1 month beekeeper.
Somebody's got to play devil's advocate.
We heard last year that Hive Alive was the best thing since sliced bread.
Yep.
Sales in the US ran out. That nobody could get it because everybody wanted this stuff on their hives.
And part of that was because Hive Alive was at the Hive Life conference, right? So they got a lot of
maybe.
Which makes
sense. All I am asking is this new product better, the same, worse?
I think they're totally two different,
different animals.
I'm just asking the question. That's all.
So the liquid.
What I would like to see is some Hive Alive with Apis Biologics in it.
We are going to see that this year, Earl. Somebody someplace is going to do that, brother. You know it.
And probably us.
Let me give you a spoiler alert.
Oh, shut up.
Spoiler alert.
Don't tell them about that.
I know that I don't know what the products are. I'll tell you that. But I do know that there are 2 new products going to be coming out from Apis Biologics.
That's right.
So I don't know what they are. He wouldn't tell me, but he said we got 2 more.
Yeah, if you ask me, I would say you need the Hive Alive and the Apis Biologics.
Yeah, they just have different timings.
I'm back to the thymol in the Hive Alive.
I can't live without it, Mike. Thymol.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Earl, what was it? Ian Stepler. He had some really high nosema spore counts, and then he was playing around with it, and I think that's how he thought that he got it down was the thymol additive. And
I think the thymol and the flush, he's a rocket fuel flush. He contributes a lot to the
No,
rocket
no.
fuel
I
flush.
mean prior to that. But again, it's not as critical for you guys. But up here, when I lock my bees away for 4 to 5 months in a
That's a
row,
long time, dude.
they
I don't.
can't. Even,
Right.
yeah, they can't
That
even fly.
concept blows my mind. Really does.
Yeah. So actually, Earl, I'll have to take some pictures here because it gets to if it's 20 degrees out and there's a bright sun and no wind, you'll see bees going out to poop.
And I think to myself too. Uh, the bees that are down low and the bees that are up high, they're getting different carbon dioxide doses. Carbon
I don't
dioxide's a
know if
heavy
that's
gas. It has to. It flows like water. It's over a 1 in specific gravity. So carbon dioxide's always going to flow like water and hit the ground. And you're never going to have the same amount of carbon dioxide up high that you do down low, and it'll settle in the floor. And you can bend over and get you a good whiff of it and fall over dead too.
yeah. But the only thing that would you've
That's
got
my coal
mitigation.
mining training.
Yeah, absolutely, hands down. No, but you end up with all sorts of variables too, because our main entrance is always at the bottom. There's always something there, and the bees will move around. It depends when I've got a medium entrance, completely sealed, or like an upper entrance, and the bees will move around a bit. They shudder and shake. I think you're onto a really interesting point, though, Earl.
Well, that's why Ian, he keeps all those fans blowing to keep it all stirred up. He don't want that pocket. He don't
Yeah,
want those
hits hot
pockets.
zones and whatnot.
Not
Yeah.
not just the carbon dioxide, but those pockets of dead or different air, different temperature, and that circulates everything, I think, and he keeps it,
So we ran
fairly.
into a hive last winter. We were just going in, and this thing was completely iced over. I mean, it was sealed. I have a video up. I'm with Troy. It was one of his hives, and you go to hit the side of the box, which you shouldn't do in the winter. You want them to leave the cluster, just don't screw them. But we weren't hearing anything, so we go to hit the hive of the box, and we're really concerned. But we took the entrance off. We jacked the ice off, and we came back after lunch, and those bees were alive. They had just gone into what's it called, torpor,
Torpor,
Yeah.
whatever you want to
I
call it.
always say that wrong. Yeah.
I don't say it right. I'm a hillbilly. I know I'm saying it wrong.
Oh, you're doing great, brother. But no, it's in Ian's case too. It's a good thing. We actually want to have a higher CO2 level in there because they're not consuming as much food.
Exactly. What do they do with the queen when they want to artificially inseminate her? They knock her out with CO2.
Well put, Earl.
So therefore, CO2 slows the metabolism, puts them in a torpor sleep, same as it does the queen when she's being artificially.
Yeah, and I've seen it. We have a video up of that. I mean, it was a shocker.
All right,
Yeah, that guy that was on Gus Mitchell's.
Hey guys,
Steve,
Randy Klingen uses both Hive Alive and
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And
Randy, I think that's a fantastic idea. There are no sure signs of nosema aside from K-wing and some other things. You actually have to squash the bees to find out what you have for the nosema spore count. But if the thymol can clean the guts out, and I think, again, Ian kind of figured that one out, I'm all for it. I would love to do Hive Alive in that. And it can't hurt, right?
Hey, guys, we got 40 people on, so there's people that are just joining. So just to recap real quick, guys, is everybody's seen Ian Stepler's videos of rocket fuel, or if you don't know what his code name rocket fuel is, actually Apis Biologics that you get from Canada. Well, you used to get it from Canada. Now, Earl, myself, and Johnny at this point are the only U.S. distributors of Apis Biologics.
By the way, I'm F&D Farms.
So if you notice, the website for both of those two farms is the same website. So that it's a very basic website. It's our website, but that's only because we don't have that many products. We got a hive tool, but the main thing on there is the Apis Biologics.
Amen.
And we're taking pre-orders right now because it is pre-ordered. It's been ordered. We're waiting on it. So we're taking pre-orders. If you want to get some of the first shipment that comes, we're offering a 20% discount to go to the website, which is pinned to the top of the chat. And on your checkout, use pre-order 20 in the discount box to get 20% off. So that's what we've been talking about. That 20% off is going to go away, guys. It's not going to be there forever.
Yeah, we can't do that long.
But it's going to go away.
When we come on, we're just starting up. 20%'s a lot.
But see, right now, after this first time, once the order comes in and we get the pre-orders out, we're not going to have to worry about ordering from Canada and waiting 2 weeks. You'll order it from the website and it'll come to you in a few days. So this first time there is a delay because we're waiting on the product. That's why it's a pre-order and we're offering a pre-order discount. But after that, you'll be able to go to the website, order it, we'll get it, process it. And because, Earl's in Virginia, Johnny's in Tennessee, I'm in South Carolina, we'll be able
Closest guy gets it to you as fast as we can.
Yep. And we'll be able to ship it out quicker. And, who knows? Maybe we'll add some more states on, some more territories. If you got a store and want to add this product to your store, contact us. We can get it set up for you and get you a discount and get you set up as an authorized reseller.
Again, we are the distributors. There's still room for retailers. We can help you.
So
Larry's got a good question there.
All right. So there's two different products. All right. So the first product I'll do is the activator. This one bag is $19.99. It mixes with 50 pounds of pollen sub. So you can mix this in your 50 pounds of pollen sub and make your pollen patties. And then there's another bag that is in my kitchen right now, but it's called Control. And there's two different sizes, guys. So I know it says 59, but if you hit this drop down, one's $24.99, which does 52 gallons. And the bigger one does 264 gallons. So it's $60 for the bigger pack that's like this. And I use basically a teaspoon per 5 gallons. I hydrate it, mix it up, and I mix it up in a mason jar, and then I just split it and pour it into my mix and mix it up. Use very little per. So yeah, I think the shipping is set up that if you order one thing, it's like $9.99 for shipping because shipping's crazy, and then if you add a second parcel on there, it's not as much as the first one. There's a reduced for the second item to be added in. So shipping's reasonable. I mean, if you haven't been to the post office lately, the flat rate shipping box is just a flat rate shipping box is like $17 now, $16 and some change. So definitely not making money on the shipping. Granted, when you get it, you're going to be a little bit, I'm just being honest with you. I was a little disenamored. I'm like, really? I spent $100 and I got two packs, right? And
there ain't a lot of stuff in that bag. You think you're going to get this big tater chip bag full of stuff, but it's not. It's like I said, 1/8 of a teaspoon to a gallon.
Out of this pack, I've already made 20 pounds of pollen sub out of this pack. Patties, I've already done that. So I've still got, I could make another 30, probably 30 to 40 pounds out of this pack. So it's pretty reasonable. How do you know it? That's
Bob, the one problem I ran into is that you go to add the stuff to the syrup and you don't really, it tells you like 0.143 grams per gallon or something like that.
Yeah.
And so that just hosed my monkey. It really did. I mean, it's like, what the hell am I going to do with this? It's like a teaspoon. No, it says, so for those of you that don't have a fine kitchen scale, I would, if you're wanting to know how much oxalic acid you're burning in or, whatnot, I would strongly suggest you guys go out and get one of these things. And then once you figure out what the volume is, thank you, Earl. Bless you, brother.
Got to be able to weigh them stuff out and get them mixes just right, don't you, brother?
Yeah. So you want to know, it's not like baking. It's not an exact science. But once I did that, though, I kind of figured out how much it was on the tip of a knife by visual. And then I started working that like that.
Oh, cool. Hey, B man,
what are those doing in the bedroom?
B man, to answer your question, Randy Klingon actually did a side-by-side study of the plain sugar water and then also some with the Apis Biologics. They took the Apis down twice as fast as the other, according to his post.
Hey, be honest with you. Last week I put out sugar syrup with nothing in it, and they hardly touched it. To be honest with you guys, they hardly touched it at all. And then I did a video today with it in it, and they did 10 gallons in about 3.5 hours. And
how was the weather difference?
No, about the same. Middle of the day, 80, 84, 85.
We were swarming that tote, dude.
And what really set it off for me today is, like you pointed out earlier, Johnny, is in my live video, I showed we have goldenrod blooming right now, and they're still killing the tote. And with most sugar syrups, when there's a flow on at all, they won't touch it.
Usually.
Yeah, and the other thing is they're tearing it up at Earl's, and there's no doubt he's got all kinds of stuff blooming. Him and I have the same stuff blooming. My bees are working like crazy. Crown beard right now.
I've got anytime you can go out there and see at least 3 to 4 different colors of pollen coming in.
But they're still hitting that Apis. They're still hitting it hard.
Did you see what Randy said up here? He said it was cheaper from us than it was from Canada.
Yeah, that's what we're not trying to
not even counting the 20%.
So,
gentlemen, Jeff Thomas has got a fantastic point. You want to highlight him?
Yeah, well, we've had Ian on in the past on the show one time.
Yeah.
And he's a busy guy. I don't know if you watched the video, but he's out there drying wheat and everything right now and working his bees. So we can try to get him on. I mean, he's got a ton of video.
There's a whole other business he does that we don't ever see. I mean, they raise Charolais cows, and that's like the gigantic white bulls and cows. They're gigantic
they're
bulls.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love the Charolais.
So he raises Charolais. They process canola, and he does honey, and probably does more than that. But I don't see how a man has time to look up. On top of all that, he serves as the chairperson on the entire Manitoba. I think they call it a beekeeping society.
It's going to be a little late for some of the viewers. Somebody just asked. I hope it gets here before I can feed. But once the harvest is done, Ian's a pretty generous gentleman. I'm sure he'll come on and yeah,
if we can get him, we'll definitely get him on.
That would be exciting.
Earl's got his contact information. Matter of fact, when he was on our show, it's because Earl contacted him first. So we'll try to get him on again.
We talk a lot.
We'll
get him on. I'll ask him and see what he thinks, brother.
But it's right now I'm happy with the product. I would if I didn't think it worked, I'd tell you I didn't think it worked. I mean,
hey, Bob, Texas Beekeeper's got a good question. Something we all wondered about initially.
Okay, so the shelf life, guys, if it's in a zipped up pack, if it's sealed and never opened, it's indefinite because it's got a desiccant in there. You've seen the little pouches of silica gel or the card that absorbs moisture. It's fine. Once you open it, you should put it in the freezer.
And only use what you're going to use up relatively quickly, right?
Yeah. So once you open it up and you get what you need, put it back in the freezer, and it should stay in there indefinitely till you use it. Now, don't go using it 5 years.
And that's the manufacturer's recommendations.
Yeah, but if you look at the packet, nowhere on the packet does there say an expiration on it. So I had to clarify that with the owner today.
And we did. We went ahead and asked, what do you think about keeping it in the freezer? And he said, once you open it, put it in the freezer, keep it dry.
Yep. And it's hey, Silver Gorilla, if you're going to order 100 packs, man, or whatever you put up there, you just contact me. We'll work something out on shipping. We'll work something out on shipping if you're going to order 100 packs.
That's right.
I think, was it 100 or 10 or whatever he said? Whatever. We'll figure it out. If that's what it takes, we'll get it going. But
whatever they need.
Yeah. I mean, again, guys, it's not like we're making a killing on this at this point. This is just starting up.
No starting company with 3 guys is going to blow the roof off anything.
Three guys. Yep.
We love the product. We love what it does, and we want to be the guys bringing it to you. And ain't she pretty?
Yeah, yes, she is.
Goofy thing.
I just
Attack Phil. Attack Phil.
attack Phil.
Attack. Attack.
Don't
You're
don't
a
bite his
pit bull.
hand. Don't bite
Act
his
like a
hand.
pit
Bring it
bull.
on.
Bring
Kill.
it on.
You're a pit bull. Kill.
Bring it on, guys.
Oh.
Phil's not the least bit worried.
I was
She
only
don't do
10.
the mean stuff. She
10.
can't do it. She's
I
too
might work
chicken.
with you on 10, Silver Gorilla.
Chasing her tail now.
You order 10. Well, no, that won't work through the website at this point because of the discount code. If you don't use a discount code and order 10, I'll ship it to you for free. But the website won't. The website will still charge you, so we'll have to work something else out on that.
Hey, Phil, brother Phil. If you want it, we'll get it to you. It is available to you.
Is this off the cuff?
He may want some Hivalite.
Do we have to whisper?
The whole world knows it now. We got 47 people. We're growing in viewers.
Oh,
So yeah, you
Was I
know,
whisper?
I'm not telling anybody. Or
yeah. So pre-order.
Thank you.
The discount code, guys. You put it in on the checkout screen, and definitely can get the.
Captain Caveman, I gotta reach in here and get my mic.
But you know, guys, this is an adventure for us. You know, we're the first people in the United States that can distribute this. We're the only people in the United States that distribute this right now. So if you're buying it, and
That made me most happy, knowing that we're the first ones to. I mean, it's like it just blew me away. You know, we're like, me and Bob want to be distributors. You know, he's like, oh well, we don't have any yet, so boom, blew me away.
Now, trust me, we had to buy in to get it. It wasn't free.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Not free.
It comes with a big old chunk out of your hind end, don't it, Johnny?
Yeah, it costs a little money.
Yeah, it's a little bit of money, but you know what?
I believe in it. I believe that it's going to make good. Are we going to get rich? No. Are people going to have healthier bees? Are we going to have fun? And are we going to?
Hey, I'll be happy. Yeah. I'll be happy if we break even.
Right. Well, it's you know, it's a risk, guys. It's a risk to go into business, and we appreciate every one of you that have pre-ordered.
The goal is to not stop at just this, to have more products in the future and grow.
Maybe I reach out to Hive Alive and see if they're willing to let us become a distributor.
Yeah, do some kind of a combo pack, Hive Alive and Apis Biologics.
Yeah,
wouldn't that be something? You'd be set in with.
Actually, Johnny,
a bundle. Do a bundle.
Yeah.
Mike would
very
buy.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm liking that too, Mike.
Cover the cost. Yeah, I can't do that, guys. All I know is I fed it to my bees. Ian's fed it to his bees. They haven't died.
And I fed it to my bees.
And Earl's fed double dose just to make sure. And
I did do that. Yes.
They're doing good. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. I fed it to my Siamese, and he just took my car to the bar. So.
But like Blaine said, he just pre-ordered.
Well, thank you, Blaine.
Good deal. Thank you.
Matter of fact, I just got the email notification. Man, now I know your last name too.
There you go, Bob. You need to check some measurements.
Convert the metrics on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I actually do have the conversion somewhere. It's probably in this 9-mile long email stream with Apis Biologics. Let me see. Oh, actually,
hey guys, I've got an idea for you. When you go to ship these things out, you're going to have to put the packets in an envelope anyway. So what I'm wondering if it wouldn't behoove you to put some conversion, just a sheet of conversion in there.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Like a little, like a little tip sheet, conversion.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it.
Yeah.
It'd be easy, cheap.
You know
guys,
what?
I don't have a dog in this hunt as far as the money is concerned, but after screwing around with my hives here, to me, it was hands down for my hives. the way they're going right now for me, Bob, I'm sure did I tell you I paid 60, 65 with the $15 shipping from Canada? I do it again blindsided. It's weird. It works. It seems to be working. It
Well, you
really.
convinced me, Mike. That's exactly
Yeah,
what I'm going to do if I
me
have to
too.
write it on paper.
And you had to wait like, what was it, Mike? Was it 3 weeks?
It took it longer to get to you than it did to get to me.
Mine was, Bob, I think it was 17 days.
Okay.
I think mine was
About 2.5.
12 or 13 days for me.
Google Mike. What does that mean?
Yeah, Google
The
to
conversion.
convert.
Oh yeah, yeah. But you know something though.
The problem is
It's,
you get this decimal. You get this crazy decimal, right?
Yeah,
That's
12
ridiculous.
of them. 0.0207956239661
My scale would
of a
not even
teaspoon.
go down low enough. But luckily, I mixed mine in 5-gallon pails. So
oh no, mine didn't either. So what I did was I brought it up to 1 gram and then I divided it in 2. You know,
I will. Matter of fact, guys, I think if I'm not mistaken, on my community tab, I thought I put a post up with those conversions. Let me go to my community.
well, anyways, it'd be cheap for you guys to do and would help some folk. And
Yes, I did. There's a
Well, a
photo.
conversion chart and a thank you
From-
card goes
Yeah.
a long ways, don't it?
From
I
2
like
days
it.
ago.
You could even do it like on a little business card, print those out. I may even have some card stock.
So bioactivator is 0.076 ounces per pound. 0.076.
Anybody know what that number is?
and the control is 0.0136 ounces per gallon. So it's very small numbers. So when you look at the pack and you're like, this doesn't look like a lot, but it goes a long way.
That girl said eighth of a teaspoon in a gallon, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's kind of, that's about right.
It's like putting a multivitamin in it.
So
Is
do
what
like
it's
4
like.
4 gallons will be a half a teaspoon then, right? Yeah.
It's a little powdered pill. You're just dumping it in there, and it's going to make your bees. I don't know. I'm like Charlie, or like Mike. It don't make sense. They shouldn't really even be eating anything.
What's got those amino acids in the proline?
It says something to the proline, man.
Yeah.
And
well, it after running through the ingredients initially when Ian finally released what that was, I was surprised when I went through. Pretty much everything in there, for the most part, is some type of amino acid that aids in digestion, in a spread spectrum, a broad swath of them. And I kept going through these, and I was looking up every single one because I only knew maybe 10% of them. I'm like, wait a minute, these guys are onto something. It's like, it kind of reminds me of, working with milk cows. Kind of reminds me of having the cow, with multiple stomachs. It just more efficient digestion. But hey, that's just me.
Yeah, we got Greg Burns in here.
Yeah.
in a way, they do have multiple stomachs. They've got the proventriculus, the ventriculus, the ileum, and the malpighian tubes.
Earl, I love you, man.
I don't, DC,
Little flying cows.
I don't see where it says it's pending or anything on the website. Oh, wait a minute. Morgan just ordered some. So thanks, Morgan. Thanks, Blaine.
Did you know bees don't pee?
Where does all my toilet paper go when I leave it outside? Just asking.
They do number 2, but they don't pee.
Goes to the polar bears.
Must be all mixed in.
What liquid they don't pull from goes right down into the large intestines and out.
Yeah, it's like a bird's cloaca. Yeah.
Yeah, they just poop. They don't pee.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Greg. Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah,
DC,
man.
didn't see anything about that on the site.
Greg Burns rocks.
Give me any notification. I don't know if it's a PayPal thing or if it's a it shouldn't be a website thing because this shows as a set up. So and you're the first PayPal user on there. But yeah, so man, what can you say? What y'all's final thoughts coming up on 10 o'clock?
I was just wondering, has anybody ordered that the battery powered vaporizer?
I have not, because mine still works.
Cayman sure fell in love with his.
I got the original.
It
Now,
looks
Bob,
really nice.
didn't you say that Abbott's Biologic was going to be at Half Life 2023?
Possibly.
They are going to be there. They're listed.
Oh, good.
Steve,
Yeah, I done bought my ticket.
Let me see here.
My PayPal failed also, Bob.
So it could be a website thing, guys. Like I said,
You hear me, Bob? You said was Apis Biologics going to be there. I said, yeah, I done bought my ticket.
Yeah, the regional distributors are going to be there for sure, aren't they?
That's exactly right.
well, it's showing.
Hey, it's in Tennessee, by the way.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
I asked you guys
Yeah.
once before, how far is
Johnny
the
wants some
conference
money,
from
Bob.
Tennessee? I mean, Nashville. What's the drive time from Nashville to the conference?
Oh, from Nashville. Let's see.
About 4
Okay,
hours.
for me now, I'm halfway between Nashville and Knoxville. It's about a 2.5 hour drive for me, so it's going to be about 4 hours estimated, Mike, from Nashville.
Really? From Nashville?
Yeah, but now there's an airport much closer. Knoxville has an airport.
Hey, Brad,
If you're flying in.
it's showing the payment has been reversed, but Grammy used PayPal and Rusty used PayPal, and it both worked. And I don't see it in my email showing that anything for DCs.
Hey, guys, I'm going to jump off here. And it's been good talking to everybody, and I appreciate all the support. We appreciate all the pre-orders. Guys, it's not an effort to get rich. It's an effort to have healthier honeybees and a way of helping each other out. And maybe one day leave something for the grandkids to get rich on, but too late for this old man.
I'm just excited that it's that it start to a B store too. It's
Exactly.
It's the first item in our B store. So
it's a big step on a long journey for the three of us.
Where nobody can say that we can't offer a discount to our viewers, and nobody, what I'm saying? We've been rejected, and we've been rejected by somebody that we talked to before other people were using, and they couldn't do it. They were too small. They just couldn't do it. And then all of a sudden, a month later, they were giving away crazy stuff and doing
about tell on
and it didn't sit right with me, but that's fine. If you
wait till you get 10,000. You ever heard that?
Yep. Then we'll go ahead and take our knocks and grow slow, because that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, but you guys, if you're doing all this work and whatnot, you got to make money. Okay, so good on you.
We hope to.
Well, we hope to. So y'all will hear about Apis Biologics all the time. Don't worry about it. And every time we add a new product to the site or something like that, you'll hear about it. And we'll just keep it going. And definitely, if you're going to get Apis Biologics, it makes sense to get it from us, because we're the only ones in the United States that can offer that to you.
Bwires.bigcartel. 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 Pre-order 20 to get 20% off your pre-orders now. I love y'all. I'm Hillbilly Earl. God bless y'all. God bless your bees, and I'm out of here. Thank y'all for letting me be on tonight.
Have a good one.
See you, Earl.
Nice to have you.
And
love
with
brother Phil.
And with
Mike,
that,
Lee.
Good night, Earl.
I'm going to put Bob's name as spam in my phone. I got you, Matt. I got you. You don't answer it anyway. No, I'm just kidding. But at any rate, guys, it's 10 o'clock. It's been great. We appreciate all of you. Lee's got to get his beauty sleep for work tomorrow.
I need a lot of that.
You're only 44. You got a lot of time to get ugly like me.
Hey, I'm still 43 right now.
That's right. Don't be jumping the gun. They won't. Just a few more hours, you'll be 44.
Yeah. It passes
Then
by
you're 44 over here.
Yeah, Drew, you 6.
Oh, that's a good point, Phil.
Right.
Hey, before we go, what's the weather like, Phil?
Oh, we'll have to. Oh, hold on. We'll do the
40 to 60 or something like that?
There we go.
Yeah, yep. Looks like
Look at
about
that.
what you normally got.
That's us all year round.
Very good.
Nice.
Good deal.
Hey, at least they're not. Hey, they're not clustered up right now, like they were
Bees are
last.
busy. Bees are very busy at the minute.
Nice.
Maybe
Yeah,
you'll get some more. Maybe you'll get some more
do.
honey out of that flow hive.
I do have my second
Well-
interview on Friday morning to answer.
Good luck, Bob.
So we'll see. It feels kind of counterproductive to go to work killing bugs when I'm a beekeeper. But hey, you know what? This company is a no bee killing company. So
Awesome.
if they get a call for a bee,
You're the
I'm-
man. You're the
I'm
man.
go get it, right? So
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. But anyway, guys, y'all have a great night. We appreciate you, and we'll
Amen.
see you
Thanks,
tomorrow
everybody.
on Dream Team and Thursday on Hillbilly Hives Live.
God bless y'all. God bless your
Good
bees.
night.
Let's go.
No.
Donnie, thanks for your order earlier, by the way.
Good night.
Thanks, guys.
See y'all.
Good night,
Good.
Phil. Everybody.